Hey guys, today's lesson is a continuation of last time. It's on solutions of linear inequalities. Last time I saw you, I showed you how to graph linear inequalities. Today we're going to talk about specific solutions of linear inequalities. So this is your homework for today. The directions say graph the given linear inequality, determine which of the following points would be considered solutions for the given inequality. So I'm going to complete one of these and then you're going to go ahead and complete the other two. Okay, so up at the top, they gave you a ton of different points for you to pick from for your solutions, and I'll talk about that in a moment. I'm just going to work on graphing the first one. Okay, so remember when you're graphing an inequality, you want to make sure it's in slope-intercept form, and it is. So I'm going to go ahead and graph this. My b is 4, that's where I'm starting, and then my slope is -2, and I'm going to just put it over 1 so that it's a fraction. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and graph this. So I'm going to start at 4. And then from there, I'm going to move down 2 and then to the right 1. Okay, so down 2, then to the right 1 unit. Okay, so once I have that, I can go ahead and draw my line. Now, because my inequality sign is just greater than, it does not have an equal to, it's going to be a dashed line. Okay, so when I connect these, oops, it's not very good. And then on your paper, go ahead and use a straight edge and then make sure you draw arrows at the end. Okay, now I noticed that one thing that a lot of people are not doing when they turn in the homework is shading. Okay, so for our inequality, I'm going to go ahead and do the 0, 0 test. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace my variables with 0. I'm going to move over to the side so I could have more space. So it's going to be 0 is greater than. -2 times 0 is just 0 plus 4. So this says 0 is greater than 4. Now that's false. So I know that where 0 is, whoops. I know that 0 is here, so I'm going to shade on the other side because it's a false statement. Okay, I'm going to shade with a highlighter. So everything on this side is a solution. Okay, now what I want to do is look at the points up at the top and see which ones are solutions. All right, so like for example, the first one is -5, -2. All right, -5, -2 is here. That's not a solution, so I'm not going to write that down. B is 3, 0. So here's 3, 0. 3, 0 is a solution. So I'm going to put B 3, 0 as one of my solutions. C is 2, -1. So 2, -1 is, is here. Okay, that's not a solution. D is -4, -6. So that's left 4. And then down 6, that's here. That's not a solution. It's not in the shaded part. So essentially, you're just looking for points that are in the shaded areas. -3, -3, +7 is going to be up here. And honestly, I can't really tell. So one thing you can also do is, I'm going to erase this. You can substitute into your inequality. Okay, I'm going to do that on the space that I have down at the bottom. So I'm going to write it down. Y is greater than -2x plus 4. Okay, and the coordinate I want to see is -3, 7. So what I'm going to do is label my point. So my first point is x, the second one is y. So I'm going to substitute those in and see if it's true. Okay, so 7 is greater than -2 times -3 plus 4. Okay, this is going to give me 7 is greater than, negative times a negative is +6 plus 4. This says 7 is greater than 10. Now, that's false, okay? So because it's false, this point is not in the shaded area, okay? Just like the 0, 0 test, so that doesn't work. 2, 0... does not work. Even though it's on the line is dashed, so that means it's not a solution. Okay, if the line was a solid line, then it would be. 5, 2, let me use a different color. 5, 2, so 5, 2 is up here. That's in the shaded area, so that is a solution. That's G. Another one is negative 1, 3, negative 1, and then up 3. That is a solution. That's H. All right. D is negative 3, negative 1. That's not a solution. It's not in the shaded area. J is negative 2, 5. So to the left 2 and then up 5 is not a solution. And then 6, 0 is here. That is a solution. So K, 6, 0 is. And then the last one is negative 1, 6. So negative 1 and then up 6. It looks like it is a solution, but I'm just going to check it to make sure. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to use the point negative 1. Oops, I'm going to use a different color. So I'm going to use negative 1, 6, and I'm going to substitute it into my equation. So this is my x, here's my y. So it's going to be 6 is greater than negative 2 times negative 1 plus 4. Okay. So for this one, I end up getting 6 is greater than negative times the negative is a positive 2 plus 4. So this says 6 is greater than 6. That's false. 6 is not greater than 6. It's equal to. So that would actually not be a solution. So the only ones that are solutions are B, G, H, and K. All right, they're in the shaded area. So what you want to do is go ahead and do the same thing for the other lines. So y is less than or equal to 1/2 x minus 1, and then for the last one as well. So you're going to finish those for homework. You're going to graph them, shade, and then write your solutions down at the bottom. All right, make sure you email me or come to office hours if you have any questions. Bye.